Chapter 51 President She Draws Pie in the Sky. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When he thought of this, Huo Wanyan's self-confidence returned. He pulled out a pistol from his waist and put it on the girl's head. Serve me obediently. Don't kill me, I do it, I do it. Huo Wanyan closed his eyes and enjoyed it, but no one knew that there was no bullet in the gun, and Huo Wanyan had fired it all in the police station. However, with this gun, no young man dared to disobey, let alone these women. At 7 o'clock in the evening, Tang Zhe took and Bai's little hand to the underground garage. Sun Ting followed enviously. Yi Qingyi looked around and found that the men were all looking towards her. Compared with this look, Yi Qingyi prefers those looks at the gas station. Fear, fear. Wash my car for 10,000 yuan. Suddenly a voice sounded, and a boss wearing sunglasses raised a dozen red banknotes in his hand, while a Rolls-Royce was parked next to it. Boss, I'm coming. I'll come. Don't grab it from me. 5 or 6 men rushed over and even started to quarrel. Oh my God, the money is still useful. And Bai was shocked, thinking that the money would be long gone. Yi Qingyi said calmly, they all think it is only temporary. Tang Zhe murmured, it's 10,000 yuan to clean the car once. I want to go there. Xiao Bai, help me wipe it together. Tangza smiled and pinched Xiao Bai's face. It was tender and smooth. They felt that their skin was much better than before. Could it be that they had absorbed their own essence? Does it still have this effect when applied on the face? Brother, do you still have cigarettes? A voice suddenly sounded next to him, and Luo Jun was seen standing aside with a smile. Tangza was stunned and took out his cigarettes. Only one was left. Forget it, keep it for yourself. Luo Jun patted Tang Zhe on the shoulder and smiled. Tang Zhe handed it to Luo Jun. Actually, I rarely smoke, so I'll smoke it for you. Luo Jun couldn't stand it anymore. He divided the cigarette several times before finishing it. Even taking one puff felt like a luxury. Brother, if you have any problems in the future, just come to me. Luo Jun took the cigarette without hesitation. Tang Zhe asked curiously, what are you doing? Are you preparing a stage in the middle to give a speech? Mr. Shi, this is also to give everyone hope and to ask everyone not to stay at home. Going out for a walk and communicating can soothe your mood. That's it. Tang Zhe felt that this was trying to spread the pie. Luo Jun sighed, she is always a good person. I hope this crisis can pass quickly, otherwise everyone will be unable to hold on. Being able to separate a box of water, Tang Zhe felt that he was a living bodhisattva who stood tall in the sky. After all, who in his own community had such courage? Who is that pretty girl? Tang Zhe looked at a woman who was quite delicate. She was wearing a shirt, tie, black skirt, and black stockings, a very professional suit. Although it is not a high-quality ration, it can also become a poor-quality ration. Luo Jun was a little surprised. His girlfriend was right next to him, so he asked other women. But for the sake of a cigarette, Luo Jun introduced her. Her name is Feng Mengmeng, and she is Mr. Shi's secretary. Can a secretary live here? Tang Zhe secretly thought, the secretary's salary is high. She doesn't live here. That night she reported work at Mr. Shi's house until very late. Then it rained and she never went back. I heard that her neighborhood was in chaos. Tang Zhe let out a long "oh," and as more and more people came down one after another, Tang Zhe didn't find that kind of top quality. There was only one like Feng Mengmeng, let alone one as good as Mr. Shi, isn't that right? There are so few beauties in wealthy areas. The promised star school beauty is here. Lai Yan's heart suddenly lost half of his heart. If it weren't for Mr. Shi, he wouldn't want to continue playing. Sun Ting, who was observing from the sidelines, felt relieved. There were not many people that Tang Zhe could take notice of. Even if Shi Meng was included, there were only 2 left. At this time, Shi Meng finally walked out of the elevator. She should be so eye-catching. Her voluptuous figure made people unable to take their eyes away. She was a mature woman among mature women, just like a peach. There was a man behind Shi Meng. Tang Zhe asked curiously, "Who is that man?" "That's Mr. Shi's husband, please pay me." Oh, I have a husband. The Chow thieves gather here, standing on the stage. Simon picked up the loudspeaker. "Every owner, are you all here?" Everyone looked around and counted the number of people. "Mr. Shi, Lao Bai is not here." Shimani frowned. "Call him to come down, you have no sense of time at all." However, no one answered the call at all. Tang Zhe stood in the crowd and kept smiling. "Go tell him to come down." "Good." Not long after, a man ran back with helplessness. "Mr. Shi, don't open the door." This is not a naked challenge to Simon's authority. If the first one doesn't come now, there will be a second one next time, and he must be severely punished. "Pry open the door for me. I want to see what this guy does. He doesn't even participate in raising a mistress." Tang Zhe chuckled and said, "That damn fat guy knows all about raising a mistress." "Master, how do you know?" Xiao Bai asked curiously in a low voice. "I won't tell you." Bai's coquettish voice was particularly seductive, making Tang Zhe want to pull Xiao Bai aside to do it first. If Xiao Bai died now, Tang Zhe would probably be sad for 4 days. That's all. Soon several men hurried down. "Mr. Shi, it's bad, Bai Jian is dead." This statement immediately shocked everyone. There was actually a death in a community where no one had died. Who wouldn't be afraid? Dead? How? Killed? Shi Meng asked in a deep voice. Several men looked at each other. Talk. Bai Jian and his lover died on the bed. His lover had his neck broken by him. Bai Jian himself seemed to have died suddenly of illness. As soon as these words came out, everyone couldn't help but sigh. The fat man must have killed himself for fun, and Bai finally understood at this time. That's how it was. Shi Meng was relieved after hearing this. He thought it was a homicide. This Bai Jian was usually sneaky and had no good intentions. It would be better if he died. Also, Mr. Shi, the control room seems to be poisoned and there is no picture. Everyone suddenly became noisy, and conspiracy theories came out. Don't be impatient. Shi Meng's words made everyone quiet down. Today is exactly 1 month since the disaster began. Over the past month, we have all worked together to overcome the difficulties. Next, we must maintain this state. I believe that it will not be long before this disaster will pass and we can return to our original lives. Tang Zhe was about to fall asleep as he listened. It turned out that Mr. Shi would convey this idea every night. The deeper the hope now, the more ruthless the riots will be. "Mr. Shi, how long do we have left?" Someone in the crowd suddenly shouted loudly. Everyone's eyes were on Shi Meng. Shi Meng smiled and said, "Everyone, to be honest, I got the news today that rescue will be available as soon as next month." Chapter 52 Raid. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Fu Qi, who was standing next to him, was stunned. He didn't know it himself. My wife is lying. However, everyone smiled again after hearing this, and some even shouted that they were saved. I really don't know how she will end up next month. Sun Ting whispered. Yi Qingyi said lightly, she can't wait until next month. I'm just trying to stabilize these people. Master, there is a beautiful woman in a white short skirt over there. Anbai reminded in a low voice. Tang Zhe had already discovered it and laughed softly. It's just average, a little worse than you. Master, just make do with it for now, and wait for Xiao Bai to find you a better one later. Okay, it's really difficult. Yi Qingyi rolled her eyes. Seeing that it was so difficult for him to agree, he probably had a plan in mind. Just when everyone was happy, Luo Jun's walkie-talkie made a horrified voice. Brother Luo, a dump truck rushed into the garage. Luo Jun was stunned, looked back at the entrance not far away, and immediately shouted, "Disperse! Disperse!" Everyone looked at the anxious Luo Jun in confusion. At this time, the dump truck had appeared and directly pushed away the car blocking the door. Everyone was scared and fled everywhere. Some people were even knocked down by the car and fell to the ground wailing. Wife, what are you still doing? Go! how can I leave at this time? If you want to go, go. Shi Mingjiao shouted and shook off Fu Chi's hand and shouted to everyone, don't panic, pick up weapons and resist. Don't run. That the rain cloth on the dump truck was lifted, and 20 young and strong men jumped down with knives, and the leading man was holding a half-meter machete. Boss Shi, Boss Hua asked us to say hello to you, kill. Murder. Run. That the so-called upper-class elites were scared to death when they met the ruffians. In the blink of an eye, 3 or 4 of them fell to the ground. Luo Jun shouted angrily, brothers, go. However, the brothers around were also shocked by the other side and were a little at a loss. Tang Zhe gave the 3 women a look, don't shoot at this time, go back. The 3 women who had already had the intention to kill reluctantly walked up the stairs, but Tang Zhe did not leave. Brother, you go. Luo Jun looked at Tang Zhe and warned him, and rushed up with a knife. When several men saw Luo Jun rushing, they also rushed, and Shi Meng was still anxious to stop the fleeing men, and these rubbish were scared. Don't run, there are only a few of them, and we have so many. However, Shi Meng could not stop these elites who were fleeing. At this time, Shi Meng's face was ugly and anxious, and she hurriedly shouted, Luo Jun, organize people to kill them. Mr. Shi, you go quickly, I'll hold here. Luo Jun shouted, but just like this distraction, he was stabbed in the back. Looking for death. Luo Jun still had 2 tricks, and chopped the opponent's neck with a knife, and blood splattered. Seeing Luo Jun kill 1 person, the brothers here also boosted their morale and rushed forward with weapons, but their fighting skills were worrying. Looking at Huo Wanyan's men, they even had thick papers tied to their wrists and arms, and the leader was even wearing a bulletproof vest. Brother Luo, be careful. Puff, Luo Jun felt a pain in his back, and suddenly felt that his lower body seemed to be out of control, and he was stabbed in the back, falling to the ground helplessly. Luo Jun struggled to wave his knife, but was soon surrounded by 3 people and hacked to death. The Huazi clamped on his ear slowly rolled to the ground, stained with blood, and Tang Zhe is now a hero saving a beauty. There are indeed many beauties in the rich community. A younger brother stood in front of Feng Mengmeng with a machete, showing a greedy smile. Feng Mengmeng had never seen such a thing, and was so scared that she kept retreating, leaning against the wall and unable to retreat. Looking at the men who were running for their lives, Feng Mengmeng was desperate and wanted to leave here. It's a bit rude to treat a lady like this. Tang Zhe's voice sounded next to him. The younger brother was stunned and immediately looked back. The fist in front of him was getting closer and closer, and he was knocked unconscious by the punch. This was of course because Tang Zhe held back, otherwise he could have punched his head through, and then others would have looked at him like a monster. Feng Mengmeng stared blankly at Tang Zhe in front of him. Why are you in a daze? Why don't you leave? Tang Zhe patted Feng Mengmeng's head, and Feng Mengmeng came back to her senses and immediately ran towards the elevator, but soon turned back and shouted, thank you. Tang Zhe smiled and replied, I charge. Feng Mengmeng was stunned, but also ran away immediately. Looking at the battlefield in the middle, the gangsters on the opposite side actually had the upper hand. Huh? Isn't that Luo Jun dead? I thought he was pretty good. Coming to Luo Jun, Tang Zhe sighed and closed his eyes, muttering, I'll send them to see you. The leading man shouted at Shi Meng, brothers, catch that woman. Kill her. Wife, it's too late if you don't leave now. Fu Qi dragged Shi Meng inside. In front of Shi Meng, there were only 4 loyal subordinates, but these 4 seemed a little few, and the other side had 17 or 18. Tang Zhe felt that this place was too sad, just like a kindergarten. 20 people scared away hundreds of people. Can you believe it? I thought it was a bit stupid for 8 people from the gas station to go to other people's communities to intimidate, but now it seems that I was wrong. They are all cowards, and can only share happiness, not difficulties. Tang Zhe sighed, and then started the show. Boss Shi, run, I'll take care of this. Tang Zhe shouted and ran directly to the 4 people in a row. His righteous look infected the other 4 people. Even Shi Meng was very pleased. Mr. is righteous. Boss Shi, please go. Tang Zhe was also convinced. Can you stop being so fake? You just run when I tell you to run. However, Shi Meng looked ready to die. I won't leave. I will accompany you to fight to death. Tang Zai. Is this woman mentally ill? However, the four people next to him were stunned, and one of them suddenly shouted, Boss Shi, treat my parents well. After that, he rushed out by himself. The other three also left their last words and rushed out. At this time, Tang Zai finally understood how a leader could let his subordinates die generously. Boss Shi, help me take good care of my girlfriend. Tang Zai also rushed out after saying this. Of course, Tang Zai naturally had to restrain himself, not too strong or too weak. With the momentum of dying together, the brothers on the opposite side suddenly became weak, especially the four loyal subordinates, who held one of the brothers and chopped him even when they were stabbed several times. Tang Zai thought while chopping, if all the men here were like this, would they be afraid of them? Unfortunately, even Ding Feng and his men were not as good as them. Soon, only Tang Zai was left, and there were still 8 on the opposite side. The corpses lying on the ground made these brothers afraid. After all, Mr. Hua said that they would not resist, but in the end, people still died. Chapter 53 Garage God of War. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The eldest brother who took the lead saw that the younger brother was a little scared, and immediately shouted, Brothers, when we get back, Mr. Hua will give out women, food, and beer. Sure enough, after hearing this, the younger brother's eyes gradually became fierce. Shi Meng stared at the other party. Fu Qi was desperate. Wife, let's go, I can't do it anymore. I told you, I won't leave. Fu Qi almost burst open on the spot. He was still stubborn at this moment. What would happen if they caught him? Do you still think Hua Wanyan won't do anything to you? Don't be so naive. Is Shi Meng that stupid? His eyes were focused on Tang Zai. He had been paying attention to Tang Zai just now. Those younger brothers were no match for him at all. Even the blood on his body belonged to them, and there was no injury at all. He is obviously different. Luo Jun is dead now, and other loyal people are also dead. If he is accepted as a bodyguard, he will have more say here. Tang Zai, I will fight with you. Shi Meng actually stepped forward and stood beside Tang Zai. The two acting masters were having sex on the spot, and the husband next to them was completely messed up. Tang Zai really wanted to open this woman's head to see if there was any shit inside, but Shi Meng wanted to see how strong Tang Zai really was. I have to say that Shi Meng's courage is really extraordinary. If it were any other woman, she would have been so scared that she would have run away. Kill! The leader shouted angrily. It was just one person. After killing Shi Meng and kidnapping him, his mission was completed. Tang Zai could only sigh, and rushed forward with a knife. After a cruel fight, he finally cut down all the opponents to the ground. However, Tang Zai had no injuries at all. He was injured for the sake of acting. This was not Tang Zai's style. Brother, don't kill me, or come with me to hang out with Mr. Hua. There are many beauties there. It's up to you, brother. Really? Tang Zai said deliberately. Sure enough, Shi Meng secretly thought something was wrong. Tang Zai, don't be fooled by his sweet words. Brother Tang, don't believe this woman. She has cheated Mr. Hua a lot. That's nonsense. Shi Meng was furious. Brother Tang, I'm not going to lie to you. Mr. Hua has female college students, school beauties, and so on. This woman can't give you anything. Shi Meng secretly cursed him for being shameless, actually using a woman to seduce him, and this Tang Zai seemed to be following this trick. Tang Zai, I have some benefits here, kill him. Don't be confused. Before he could finish his words, Tang Zai cut off his head slowly rolled to Shi Meng's feet. Shi Meng's whole body was trembling with fear. Even Fu Qi next to him looked at Tang Zai with fear. The corpses around were all stabbed to death, and the one who was beheaded was shocking, and it came from the mental torture. Of course I believe you, Mr. Shi. Tang Zai turned around and smiled. Seeing Tang Zai's smile, Shi Meng felt a shudder. After calming down, Shi Meng patted Tang Zai on the shoulder. Xiao Tang, I am very optimistic about you. If you follow me from now on, you will be able to achieve anything. Thank you, Mr. Shi. Tang Zhe looked very happy. Shi Meng thought to himself, it seems that his skill is not proportional to his brain. Fu Qi asked curiously, little brother, where did you learn this skill? I was abandoned at the gate of Shaolin when I was a child, so I learned martial arts from an early age. Fu Qi sighed, sure enough, none of the delivery boys are ordinary. He thought that his wife had found a treasure this time. However, neither of them noticed that the corners of Tang's mouth were curling deeper and deeper, and the game had just begun. As the invaders were killed, the men who had just escaped came down one after another. When they saw the scene, they vomited everywhere. However, Shi Meng started his excellent speech and almost praised Tang Zhe as the god of war in the garage. It's true that there was an elevator war god in ancient times and a garage war god now. Brothers and sisters, we encounter difficulties and challenges every day. Avoiding will not solve the problem. As long as we have the courage, every step is leading to success. Don't be afraid of failure. Failure is just another way of success. Their deaths make us stronger and take steps bravely. The darkest moment is usually just before the dawn. Keep faith and victory will belong to us. Everyone looked at Tang Zhe. This man must be too powerful, especially now that he is standing next to Mr. Shi. In this way, he is even more powerful than Luo Jun. I heard that the head of the leader was cut off by Tang Zhe. What a fierce delivery boy. Meng, is he really a food delivery guy? The girl in the white dress asked curiously. Probably, he saved me before. Feng Meng said softly, as if she hadn't recovered from the fear yet. Oh, Mr. Hua has already started to take action. I'm afraid we won't be safe. Feng Wei was worried. She was a helpless girl. If she had been caught just now, it would be unimaginable. Feng Meng sighed and looked at Tang Zhe's back, thinking that it would be great if there was such a powerful person to protect her. Feng Wei followed Feng Meng's gaze. Maybe she was thinking about this problem in her heart. When encountering such a thing, women would seek shelter from powerful men instead of rich ones. Tang Zhe had gained a reputation and was even rewarded with a lot of snacks. Tang Zhe, thank you for your hard work tonight. Let's talk about some things tomorrow. Shi Meng showed a gentle smile, feeling that he had figured out Tang Zhe. Thank you, Mr. Shi. You should also go to bed early. Seeing how much Tang Zhe respected him, Shi Meng was very satisfied, nodded and turned to leave. Just as the door closed, Tang Zhe stretched himself out and said, I'm really tired. It seems that President Shi has not realized his problem yet. Sun Ting laughed secretly. She probably felt that she had gotten a great bargain. Yi Qingyi shook her head helplessly. Who would know the real background of Tang Zhe? On the other side, Shi Meng returned home and poured a glass of red wine. Do you know how dangerous it was just now? If it weren't for Tang Zhe, we would all be dead. Shi Meng's smile became even stronger. If I leave, will Tang Zhe be willing to follow me? He will only think that he has found a good boss now, and the food and water are enough to make him happy for several days. Wife, think about it carefully. Tang Zhe is so good at fighting, how could he run out of the community with 3 such beautiful girls? Maybe he killed everyone in the community and just moved to another community. Shi Meng couldn't help but giggle. Husband, he is very strong, but he is just one person. If the other party had more people today, I'm afraid Tang Zhe would not be able to do it. It is precisely because of his skills that he can run away with the girls. Fu Qi said helplessly, I just want you to be wary of him. Don't worry, with him here, these owners dare not mess around. Shi Meng's eyes flashed fiercely. Whoever dares to rebel against him, let Tang Zhe kill him. At this time, Huo Wanyan was waiting for the reply from his younger brothers, a little anxious. As it got later and later, Huo Wanyan knew that the plan had failed. I still underestimated this stinky woman Shi Meng. Chapter 54. From now on you will be my younger brother. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the big bed, Shi Meng and Fu Qi both fell asleep. Fu Qi stretched out his hand towards Shi Meng at this time. Shi Meng whispered, I'm too tired today. I'll leave it alone. Fu Qi smiled. Shi Meng's mind was full of big things, and she said unhappily, I told you it's tiring, and you can't put out the fire, so I have to do it myself. Fu Chi's face fell, and he could only turn away. I'm afraid no one knows that the husband of this investment queen is impotent. The next morning, Tang Zhe enjoyed a hearty breakfast. At this time, there was a knock on the door. Okay, the game is over. After tidying up his clothes, Tang Zhe went to open the door. The one who opened the door was a girl. Isn't this Feng Meng Meng who he saved yesterday? V-shaped low cut, so coquettish. Feeling Tang Zhe's eyes, Feng Meng Meng lowered her head slightly and held the plate in her hand. Oh, thank you. Tang Zhe took it with both hands, but when he took it, he deliberately touched Feng Meng Meng's fingers, which made Feng Meng Meng blush and hurriedly pressed the elevator to leave. After closing the door, Sun Ting smiled and said, I said, the master is handsome, don't do anything now, the little sister is trying to show her kindness. Tang Zhe smiled bitterly and opened the plate, which contained 4 fried eggs. It must be said that there are eggs now, which is really arrogant and expensive. For me, women who throw themselves into my arms are boring. I still like those who have a strong sense of resistance, like our little Yi. Yi Qingyi said coquettishly, how can I resist? Sister Yi doesn't admit it now. Xiao Bai, are you itchy? Sister Yi, I'm more than itchy. Just as Tang Zhe sat on the sofa, his cell phone rang. Are you free now? I have something to discuss with you. I'm free. It was Shimeng calling. Well, I'll wait for you. After hanging up the phone, Tang Zhe stood up and stretched his muscles. Master, we agreed that we can't threaten the scoundrels. Tang Zhe made an okay gesture, smiled and opened the door to leave. Soon Tang Zhe arrived at Shimeng's door and rang the doorbell. Ding dong, ding dong. It was Feng Meng Meng who opened the door. Seeing Tang Zhe at the door, she even looked away shyly. What Tang Zhe said before was true. The feeling of throwing oneself into someone's arms was meaningless. Of course, it was delivered to the door, and it was thrown away. It was free and it was a waste not to play. On the sofa, Shimeng looked at the phone in an elegant posture, and the slightly frowned look was different, but Shimeng didn't pose deliberately, but just received a call from Huo Wanyan in the morning. He wanted to negotiate face-to-face in his club. Of course, Shimeng knew that this was a trap, but it was also an opportunity for her. If she could kill Huo Wanyan, she would have no worries, and she could even recruit Huo Wanyan's people and become stronger, but under these conditions, it depends on whether Tang Zhe can do it. Tang Zhe is here. Feng Meng Meng said respectfully, standing aside. It was still a secretary's job, and Shimeng still had the posture of a big boss, without any change, and Tang Zhe likes this kind of high-ranking woman. It must be painful to fall down. Pour a glass of water. Okay. Feng Meng Meng quickly poured 2 glasses of water. It was very luxurious, but when it came to Tang Zhe, the arc of the waist was much larger, and Tang Zhe could see the white and tender deep V. Shimeng, who was drinking tea, saw it. Although his girlfriend looked sweet and lovely, how could a man not steal fragrance? There are more stimulations outside than at home. As Feng Meng Meng left, Shimeng smiled and looked at Tang Zhe, and Tang Zhe looked very shy and lowered his head. This reminded Shimeng of those freshly graduated college students in the company. Isn't it this expression? And these people are the easiest to control. Tang Zhe, if you need anything at home, tell me. Don't be polite. Tang Zhe nodded vigorously. There is everything in the room. I'm sorry for your trouble. That's a bit strange. You are almost my brother at this age. From now on, you can just call me Sister Shi. Tang Zhe's mouth twitched. Did he have to make the relationship so complicated? Sister and brother came out. How can I be embarrassed? Tang Zhe said innocently. What's there to be embarrassed about? Call me sister now. Tang Zhe performed the awkward look vividly. Yi Qingyi had to be convinced after seeing it. This must be a graduate of the Central Academy of Drama. Sister Shi. After holding it in for a long time, he finally called it out. Shimeng was very satisfied. Isn't it called out now? From now on, you are my real brother. Don't be afraid with your sister around. At this time, Fu Qi walked out of the bedroom and smiled. If you recognize your brother, then I will become your brother-in-law, right? Hello, brother-in-law. Tang Zhe stood up and shouted. Ha, come and sit down, we will be a family from now on. Tang Zhe hummed, you two are also good at calculating people, but your method is much better than Bai Jian and Chao Yu. You siblings can chat first, I'm going out for a walk. Fu Qi smiled, drank a sip of water and went out. As Fu Qi left, Xi Meng shook her head helplessly. Your brother-in-law, at this time, he will go out and brag to other men. I often brag too. Tang Zhe smiled and scratched the back of his head. Brother, there is something I want to ask you, it's very important, you have to tell the truth. Xi Meng blinked her beautiful eyes and said seriously. Well, I won't lie to you, Sister Xi. Tang Zhe's sitting posture was like that of elementary school, with his hands on his legs. If I were your enemy, and I were sitting here, would you be able to kill me directly? Ah. That's so easy. Hearing Tang Zhe's answer, Xi Meng felt that Tang Zhe was bragging, and all young people were like this. Brother, don't brag. Chapter 56 Easy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As long as we can get rid of Huo Wanyan, everything we do will be worth it. After leaving Xi Meng's home, Tang Zhe stretched his legs and did not leave in a hurry. He walked into the safe passage and opened a window to get some air and smoke a cigarette. After just 2 puffs, I heard footsteps downstairs. When they saw Feng Mengmeng walking up, the two of them looked at each other. The situation was a bit awkward and ambiguous. Feng Mengmeng lifted her temples and looked a little nervous. Why don't you take the elevator? Tang Zhe spoke first. I live downstairs. It's too slow waiting for the elevator. Hurry up the stairs. Feng Mengmeng lowered her head and said. Tangza snorted and became quiet again. Thank you for saving me last night. Feng Mengmeng looked at Tang Zhe and expressed her gratitude. Don't worry about small things. Feng Mengmeng bit her red lips slightly, holding the document tighter and tighter, and said in a very low voice, Did Mr. Shi tell you? Tang Zhe was stunned after hearing this. Do you all communicate in this way about murders? Look, it scares the kids. I told you. Then you agreed? Yeah. Feng Mengmeng's face turned red. President Xi had already told her this morning, and she didn't feel disgusted. It was a way of repaying the favor of saving her life, and maybe she could protect herself in the future. Tang Zhe looked at the shy Feng Mengmeng and felt something was wrong. You are so shy about killing people, and you are not a novice, Feng Mengmeng said softly. Why don't you go to my house? Tang Zhe twitched the corners of his mouth, and now he understood. Xi Meng had said before that he asked her to accompany him. We are not on the same channel when talking about feelings, but after looking at Feng Mengmeng's conditions, it was indeed quite good, and he even sent it to her door automatically. Okay then. After hearing Tang Zhe's agreement, Feng Mengmeng was also very happy. After all, with such a strong backer, she would be safer. After a long time, Tangza returned to the room and began to tell his story. The 3 women listened with great interest. Sun Ting even gasped, this is no better than E. Yi Qingyi grabbed Sun Ting's neck, and Sun Ting spit out her tongue, looking like she was about to be strangled to death, and Bai sighed, I never expected that it's not our turn to take action yet. Following in Bai's words, Sun Ting and Yi Qingyi laughed mischievously, as they were both experienced. Originally, Yi Qingyi was worried that Xi Meng would not let Tang Zhe succeed so easily, but he never expected that Xi Meng would not hesitate to let Tang Zhe kill people like this. She is really an astonishing woman who will do whatever it takes to gain power. I thought Xi Meng was a kind person and a living bodhisattva, but it turned out that she just wanted to control the entire building, even the rich bosses, but now her ideas have been moved to another group of people. Yi Qingyi is ashamed of his courage. No wonder other people's businesses are getting bigger and bigger. At this time, Feng Mengmeng came to Xi Meng's door, as if she was bathing in the spring breeze. After entering the room, she handed over tonight's manuscript. I'll come tonight. Fu Qi took the manuscript with a smile. Feng Mengmeng looked at Xi Meng in confusion and asked with concern, "Did Mr. Xi catch a cold?" That Xi Meng said nothing, with a sullen face and a very unhappy look on his face. Feng Mengmeng was a little worried, maybe it was because of herself. "Mr. Xi, please pay attention to your rest. We can't live without you," Feng Mengmeng said softly. "If there was no Mr. Xi, I'm afraid those owners would rebel," Xi Meng hummed, then raised his hand to let Feng Mengmeng out. Feng Mengmeng looked at Fu Qi, and Fu Qi nodded. Chapter 57 Occasionally Hunting for Game. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As Feng Mengmeng left, Fu Qi comforted her, "Don't worry, my wife. I often give this kind of speech at work. I'll go take a rest first." With a little hoarseness, Xi Meng walked towards the bedroom. Fu Qi felt a little strange. Tang Zhe had already agreed, so why was she still irritated? Lying on the bed, Xi Meng tossed and turned and couldn't sleep. In the afternoon, Tang Zhe, who was bored, decided to go to Feng Mengmeng to play. After all, it was still a new period, which made the cats at home complain. However, when Tang Zhe left, they were overjoyed. It was another relaxing day. Let other women bear it. When he came to the door, Tang Zhe knocked on the door, but the one who opened the door was a strange girl. Wasn't this the girl in the white dress? Is Meng Meng here?" Tang Zhe asked curiously. "Did he go to the wrong door?" "Yes, I'm her friend, my name is Fang Wei." "Hello, my name is Tang Zhe." The two shook hands in a friendly manner. At this time, Feng Mengmeng came out of the bedroom and was a little shy when she saw Tang Zhe. Feng Mengmeng knew why Tang Zhe came here, but he was just a friend playing at home. "Brother Tang, come in and sit down." Fang Wei saw that Feng Mengmeng's expression was a little wrong. Why was she blushing? Tang Zhe hummed and walked into the room. Feng Mengmeng poured half a glass of water. Now that she could serve guests with water, it was definitely the most sincere move. Feng Mengmeng was embarrassed to sit next to Tang Zhe, so she sat at the other end of the sofa. Fang Wei sat on the single sofa hugging a pillow. The atmosphere was a little awkward. Tang Zhe was helpless. This little Fang was very ignorant. "I'm here. Shouldn't you, who is smart, find an excuse to leave? Are you waiting to watch the show? Are you chatting?" Tang Zhe was not very good at making friends with girls. Why would he make friends if he could make friends? Feng Mengmeng hummed, "Yeah, Wei Wei misses home. You don't live here?" Tang Zhe asked in confusion. Feng Wei sighed, "I work in Huan City. My dad is afraid that some communities are unsafe, so he bought me a house here." "Then you are a rich second generation." Tang Zhe shrugged, but Feng Wei's sitting posture was a bit strange. Didn't she notice that she could see the white lace pants, or did she do it on purpose? "Brother Tang is joking. My dad just has a little money." Feng Wei smiled modestly, and Tang Zhe didn't ask deeply. "What does this have to do with him?" Feng Mengmeng sighed as she looked at the drizzle outside. "I don't know when it will end. It would be better if it rained harder. At least Mr. Hua and his group would not dare to come. Yeah, if it's windy again, who would dare to go out? This drizzle is really killing people." Feng Wei also seemed very melancholy. She was thinking all the time about how to leave and return home safely. It's been a lot colder these days. I don't have any warm clothes. If there's a power outage, I'm afraid I'll freeze to death. Thinking of this, Feng Mengmeng couldn't help shivering. She was afraid that the power would go out the next moment, which would definitely be a fatal blow. As for when the power would go out, no one knew, but it was only a matter of time. Maybe the next moment, even the mobile phone signal would be gone. "I'm going to the bathroom first. I've been getting angry recently." Feng Wei smiled bitterly. How could she not get angry if she ate some snacks every day to fill her stomach? After Feng Wei left and the bathroom door closed, Tang Zhe and Feng Mengmeng looked at each other. Feng Mengmeng immediately lowered her head shyly, and Tang Zhe directly pulled her into his arms. after a while, the bathroom door opened, Feng Mengmeng immediately sat aside, and Tang Zhe acted as if nothing had happened. I don't know what's going on in other cities. Are there any safe ones? Feng Wei didn't find anything unusual and sighed repeatedly. I guess there will be, but there's no way to go out now. Tang Zhe looked at Feng Mengmeng's uncomfortable look and laughed. Feng Wei asked tentatively, Brother Tang, you are so powerful, you should be able to escape to a safe city. Tang Zhe just smiled and said nothing. My car is not so easy to get in. Seeing Tang Zhe didn't say anything, Feng Wei also knew that if she didn't pay something, Tang Zhe would not protect her. In addition to the revenge last night, who knows when Mr. Hua's people will come next time. Think about those men who ran away. When they were bragging, they were as arrogant as the Hulk. When they really came, they ran faster than anyone else. I'm going to the toilet. Feng Mengmeng said with a slightly red face. Tang Zhe shook his head. Why do you take turns to go to the toilet? Suddenly, Feng Wei sat down from the sofa next to her and sat directly next to Tang Zhe, breathing like orchids. What are you doing? Tang Zhe was stunned. Are girls so proactive now? Hugging his hands as soon as he came up. There was no such treatment when delivering takeout. Once upon a time, he also imagined that the female owner would drag him into the house domineeringly. Brother Tang, can you protect me? Feng Wei looked up at Tang Zhe eagerly. Tang Zhe's mouth twitched. So this is a deal with me. He is quite knowledgeable, that's easy to say. As the door opened, Feng Wei hurriedly sat back. Brother Tang, you were really amazing last night. Don't say that. It's all for survival. I don't know when Mr. Hua's group will come next time. Mr. Shi will definitely have his own way. Feng Mengmeng, who knew the inside story, comforted. As they chatted, it was already past 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Tang Zhe was hungry and prepared to go back for a big meal. Brother Tang, there is still a piece of pork in the refrigerator. Why don't you stay for a meal? Feng Mengmeng naturally wanted to please Tang Zhe, and even took out rare things like pork. Chapter 58. The Last Time. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sure enough, Feng Wei immediately complained, when Brother Tang came, you were reluctant to eat meat, but you didn't want to give it to me. Now you have it, and you still blame me. Feng Mengmeng said unhappily, you got a good meal. Soon, the fried pork with Lao Ganma was served on the table, and there was hot white rice. It was simply luxurious to the extreme, but the meat tasted weird. It should be frozen for too long and lost the freshness that pork should have. After the meal, Tang Zhe whistled. Tang Zhe pressed the elevator and looked at the time. It was almost 7 o'clock. Let's go to see Sister Shi's speech. This kind of life is really comfortable. With the appearance of Tang Zhe, people around him also showed goodwill, and even some women began to flirt, but Tang Zhe looked down on those mediocre women. The minimum acceptance condition was at least like Meng Meng and Feng Wei. I am picky about food. Feng Mengmeng saw Tang Zhe coming and seemed to pass by Tang Zhe, but she whispered, come to my house in the evening. Tang Zhe spread his hands. He didn't know why he was particularly popular after the end of the world. Why was it? But Tang Zhe said that he didn't mean anything to such a woman who took the initiative to pay for her. As Fu Qi stood on the stage, Tang Zhe paused. Dear owners, Miss Shi is a little uncomfortable today, so I will say a few words on her behalf. Tang Zhe scratched his hair. He had to apologize to Sister Shi to avoid being accused of being too fierce. Soon Tang Zhe came to the outside of Shi Meng's house and pressed the doorbell. Shi Meng saw Tang Zhe at the door through the cat's eye. She was angry and didn't want to open the door, but if he was thinking about it again, wouldn't her efforts today be in vain? Opening the door, Shi Meng looked at Tang Zhe with a stern face and walked back to the living room with an angry look. Tang Zhe walked into the room and said embarrassedly, Sister Shi, I just heard that you were not feeling well, so I came to see you specially. That Shi Meng rolled her eyes. She had never suffered such a loss since she was a child. She had always played with men in her hands, and Tang Zhe was no exception. It was just that the price she paid was too high. Tang Zhe sat next to Xi Meng and suddenly held Xi Meng's hand. Xi Meng was stunned, her heartbeat accelerated, and she wanted to pull it out but couldn't. If you do this again, sister will be angry. Today you have got what you want. Xi Meng said in her eyes, looking at Tang Zhe with a pair of beautiful eyes. Tang Zhe would not be so cowardly. Actually, when I saw Sister Xi, I liked you. After saying that, I felt that I should not have delivered food before. I should have tried acting in Hengdian. Maybe I could become a star because of my good acting skills. Xi Meng snorted coldly. Sister, you have heard too much of this kind of words. It's okay to lie to your girlfriend. She doesn't understand me as well as you do. Xi Meng's heart couldn't help trembling. This Tang Zhe is really good. Go out for some fresh air. Xi Meng stood up and walked out of the house. Tang Zhe was stunned, and followed with a smile. In the safety passage, Tang Zhe leaned on the railing and smiled. Sister Xi, why don't you go home? The air outside is good. Xi Meng glared at Tang Zhe unhappily. If it wasn't for the plan, how could I suffer a loss? This is not my style at all. Tang Zhe threw the cigarette butt on the ground and stomped it out. Okay, I'll go back first. Sister Xi, you should go back quickly, don't catch a cold. Xi Meng's face sank, and she just watched Tang Zhe go downstairs. This bastard, after the matter is over, I will find a way to get rid of him. Chapter 59. You guys are so gossipy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After adjusting his mood, Xi Meng returned home. Fu Qi sat on the sofa and watched a movie. When he saw his wife coming back, where have you been? Don't go out if you have a cold. Simon said softly, we haven't gone anywhere. Let's take a breather at the top of the stairs. I'm a little hungry. Bring me something to eat. Simon said helplessly, feeling hungry, forget it, just treat it as a dog bite and just kill Huo Wanyan. Tang Zhe didn't return to his home until early in the morning. As soon as I entered the door, I saw 3 pairs of pitiful beautiful eyes. Oops, I was so happy that I forgot to prepare meals for them. Telling what happened that night, the 3 women were all shocked. It must be said that this kind of affair was because of the title of the god of war in the garage. If Tang Zhe wanted to, those women who were ogling him would be sure of it. Master is really awesome. How long have you been here? Xiaobai acted like a coquettish cat next to Tangzi intimately. Sun Ting joked, so who will win in the end? Will she always leave? Yi Qingyi frowned and was always worried about the bet, fearing that if she lost, no one would be able to save Ye. Master, have you thought of a way to make Mr. Xi decide whether to stay or go? Sun Ting asked curiously. Of course I have thought of it, but I will keep it a secret for the time being. You will know when the time comes. Seeing how mysterious Tang Zhe was, it completely whetted the appetite of the 3 girls. No matter how much he acted coquettishly, Tang Zhe would not say anything. After all, my brother Tang's heart is as hard as a stone, and coquettishness cannot melt it away. The next morning, Tang Zhe was awakened by Xi Meng's phone call. Sister Xi, have you missed me so early? Tang Zhe yawned. He worked overtime again last night, and now his eyelids are a little heavy. These gossipy women are really terrible. I miss you so much, come up here. I know. The yawning Tang Zhe came upstairs and rang the doorbell. The person who opened the door was Feng Mengmeng. When he saw Tang Zhe, his heart was filled with excitement. It was obvious that Feng Mengmeng liked Tang Zhe's hard power. Mr. Xi, I'll leave first. Feng Mengmeng gave Tang Zhe a look, and Tang Zhe understood instantly. Entering the room, Xi Meng put down his phone and said in a low voice, I have made an appointment with Mr. Huo about the location. Tang Zhe smiled, sat aside and asked, have we made an appointment? Xi Mengdu felt that he was the one who boarded the pirate ship, and he wanted to take advantage of him after hearing this tone. How could such a good thing happen? It was just fine. Originally he wasn't so fast, but he had to speed up and said sternly, Mr. Hua and I have made an appointment tonight at the Xinhua bookstore on Baoyuan Road. I need you to go there in advance to eliminate some hidden dangers. Sister, what perfume are you wearing today? It smells so good. I'm talking to you, do you hear me? Shi Meng was going crazy. He felt that Tang Zhe had no intention at all. Is it okay to hand over such an important task to him? Isn't it too unreliable? I heard it. Tang Zhe sighed and said, are you that nervous? It's just to deal with a person, not a god. Can you be more serious? This matter is very important to me. Simon said seriously. If he had such an employee in the past, he would have been fired directly. Yeah. Shi Meng was about to burst. This careless look made people crazy. They felt like they were losing blood, but only he could do this. It's really confusing. It didn't take long for Fu Qi to come back, and Tang Zhe had no choice but to leave. Chapter 60 I'm just a delivery man. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Fu Qi, who came back, immediately asked with a questioning look, what were you talking about just now? What else can I talk about? What's that look in your eyes? Are you doubting me? But when he heard Shi Meng's tone rise, Fu Qi became timid. That's not what I meant. Looking at this timid husband, Shi Meng was very angry. Think about it yourself. What role have you played in the disaster for so many days, and I am doing what you men should do. Tang Zhe is now my only bargaining chip. He can do whatever he wants. After saying that, he walked into the bedroom and slammed the door. Bored Tang Zhe could only go to Feng Mengmeng's house for a cup of tea. Brother Tang. Feng Mengmeng, who was beside him, drew circles on Tang Zhe's chest with her fingers. What's wrong? Brother Tang, you have to come back safely. Feng Mengmeng didn't want Tang Zhe to die, otherwise her efforts would be in vain. Just a bunch of little bastards, don't worry. Hearing Tang Zhe say this, Feng Mengmeng only thought that Tang Zhe was bragging, because she had heard too many such words. Don't worry, Brother Tang will take you away from here. Feng Mengmeng's eyes lit up after hearing this. Tang Zhe has a way to leave. How do you think I got here? It's just that the car didn't drive in. After all, I was afraid of being robbed. Tang Zhe said with a smile. If Yi Qingyi saw this smile, she would know what Tang Zhe was thinking. Feng Mengmeng sat up excitedly, showing her charming body. Brother Tang, do you have a car? The tires of today's cars can't be used. The tires can't be used, but my car has tracks. Feng Mengmeng suddenly realized, Tang Zhe, you are so awesome, Mengmeng likes it so much, and you must take Mengmeng with you when the time comes. Mengmeng will listen to Brother Tang in the future. If it weren't for you being so obedient, I wouldn't tell you this secret. You have to keep it a secret for me. Well, I promise not to tell. So obedient. It was almost 11 o'clock when they left Feng Mengmeng's house. Tang Zhe didn't plan to go back. After all, he was a trustworthy person, and he still had to do something. Taking out his younger brother's cell phone, Tang Zhe showed a devilish smile. Mr. Hua, I don't know if you are like your younger brother, please don't make it difficult for me. When they came to the garage, the men around them all called him Brother Tang respectfully. Brother Tang, the car is ready. You can rush up, but the tires will soon not be able to hold on. A man came with the car keys and reminded him. I know. He took the car keys, and it was still a BMW 5 Series. There was a layer of plastic cloth on the hood to prevent rain from leaking in, but this car was probably the worst car in the garage. Move the car away, Brother Tang is going out. More than a dozen men looked at Tang Zhe with a relaxed and comfortable face, as if he was going out for a trip, and wondered in their hearts if he was pretending. If Mr. Shi and Tang Zhe came back safely today, then this Tang Zhe would be a real tough guy, and he could be considered the second in command of the community. Unfortunately, Tang Zhe was not interested in the second in command, not even the first in command, but he was still interested in the last in command. Huangdu Club. At noon, Hua Wanyan ate with a group of younger brothers. They had real rice and stir-fried dishes, which were no different from usual. Of course, eating so well is only occasional. Today, I have to let my brothers have a good meal when I go out to do business. There are not many people with me, only about 70 or 80 people. but these 70 or 80 mouths have a lot of food. Even Huo Wanyan feels heartbroken. Putting down his chopsticks, Huo Wanyan stood directly on the table. Brothers, let me say a few words. The younger brothers looked at the boss, their eyes were full of ardent admiration, especially the shotgun in Huo Wanyan's hand. With this shotgun, if we don't take down the entire Huan city, then the entire city will belong to our brothers, and we can do whatever we want. This operation has only one goal. If we kidnap Simmons, we will have more guns. It's only a matter of time before we take down Huan city. That the younger brothers were excited, and there was only one idea in their minds, to take down Huan city and become the king of Huan city. But according to the clues provided by the informant, there is a weird man next to this woman Shi Meng, claiming to be a delivery man, but he killed our brothers Dao Ba and others. What should we do? Revenge. 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 Huo Wanyan was very satisfied with the reaction of his brothers. That's right, we are in the underworld. We must pay blood debts with blood. No matter if he is a delivery man or a head delivery man, all are equal in front of the sprayer. After saying that, he raised the shotgun in his hand, and the brothers whistled excitedly. After dinner, we will go to the bookstore first, wait for people to come, and kill everyone except Shi Meng. Before the brothers cheered, dong dong dong, suddenly, there was a knock on the door. The men in the hall immediately looked at the door. What does the guard outside mean? Why knock on the door? The police are here. Your takeaway is here. A familiar voice sounded outside the door. Who else could it be if not Tang Zhe? Tang Zhe didn't go to Xinhua bookstore at all. Wouldn't it be better to come directly to the old nest to save trouble? As Tang Zhe finished speaking, the hall became unusually quiet. At what time was it? There was still someone delivering food. Go open the door. Huo Wanyan frowned, holding the gun tightly in both hands. Who is this? Is he trying to be mysterious?